All right, let's go. Huh? Let's go. Made up. Everybody else in the house is asleep. Hold on, I gotta go turn the air conditioning on over here. Give me a second. I always sit down and think I'm not gonna be hot, and as soon as I start talking, I get hot. All right. Let's go. Oh, how is everybody doing this morning? All right. Let's blow up this chat so my ever worsening eyes can see. David, I don't feel tardy. I like it. Love it. James, Steven says, well, you lost 2% of your grade for being late. Jameson, yeah, right. Give me Sam Reinhart in game 3. Rosado, you're from Disneyland Paris. Holy crap. What time is it there, man? What time is it there? That's wild. Communist, how you doing? So, how's everybody enjoying their break? After those first 2 games, we needed it. The hard break is going to be between Monday and Thursday, having 2 more days off that way. So it's 6, Rosado. Gotcha. 6 p.m. Great White says, all right, Panthers. Host, how are we doing? We're good. Kyle's still asleep. Donna went back to sleep. I slept yesterday. Slept from 6 to 8. And then we woke up. For whatever reason, we decided we wanted to get out of the bed. And then we were back in bed by 10. And I slept till 8. So I guess between 6 and 8, I slept for 12 hours. So needed it, man. That's a late night. Those overtime games, that just takes a lot out of you. I don't know how y'all get up and go to work the next day, especially if we lose a game. No way I could do it. So been partaking of more and more salty hockey content. The number of people that are just have Sam Bennett derangement syndrome is pretty palpable. Pretty palpable. Huh. Steven says, if I hear, you're saying it and not while I'm saying it. You were typing it while I'm saying it. He says, if I hear another damn video about the Bennett Skinner incident, I will go crazy. It's like no one with jaws can actually see what happened. I mean, I've watched a few, and they're all running with the same narrative, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, it is what it is, David, you're getting ready to partake also. Partaking is good. Shit, Well, what I find interesting about the whole thing is it's kind of symptomatic of what the internet is these days. I mean, whether it's politics or whatever it is, people just see what they want to see. They make stuff up. They put it out there. And then you get a hive mind behind it and just grows on its life of its own. Yeah, the penalty did come very, very late, Jesus. No doubt. Yeah, Bennett's fixing to get paid, right? Communist says we've officially broken every other franchise. I'm not even. What's interesting about it, Communist, is that me personally, I don't know what you guys are seeing because I don't go on Twitter all that much anymore, but I'm not seeing Oilers fans as upset about that as fans of other teams, especially Leaf fans, right? When I made the video yesterday, the Oilers fans were like, I can kind of see his point. I can kind of see your point. They were cool. You know what I mean? So it's weird because it's the Oilers fans are not. They seem to be handling it better than any of the other fan bases, which is really weird. We do have a lot of haters, no joke about that. Steven, yeah, I grasp that. Hey, I got good views on the video, so I'm good, right? Real says, I've seen people spreading Dangle's idea that Kachuk patting Bennett is proof that we deliberately. I know. I saw that, and I just. I said my piece. You know what I mean? Because you guys would come and tell me during the Leafs series, the things that he was saying, and I'd watch it, and I just kept my mouth shut, and then eventually you realize keeping your mouth shut is not doing you any favors, you know. Hey, thank you, Eyes. Thank you, Eyes. He says, I was hoping Jaws would just come on and say, enjoy your Sunday off and sign off for the day. Right? Steven, yeah, the thing about I don't have a problem with Dangle up until this year has just been so bad. I mean, the whole Colin Campbell thing and just like it's one thing if you get upset about something and you have a minute, like you have a minute, you know what I mean? Where like the refs suck and they're out to get, like you have a minute of derangement, and then you come back later. It's like, well, maybe I don't really think the game is rigged. But no, he's just like growing this whole conspiracy. I think he really believes that somehow the league is actually like behind the scenes making the Panthers win. I mean, I think he's been so scarred by what's happened to his own team for decades that I think he actually believes what he's saying now. Steven says you would think Bennett was the only player that plays plays near the crease. Dietrich, what'd you say? I didn't see it. Oh. Great White. Yeah, Real said, yeah, next they'll be saying it was Sam Bennett that tried to break Rupe Hint's foot, right? Oh. Communist, yeah. Well, you know what it is, though, Communist? The algorithm will do that. Like when you watch one video talking about Bennett, then the algorithm's smart enough to know they're going to keep bringing you more videos talking about Bennett. My reaction to his video has more views, I think, or close to it, than his podcast clip from yesterday talking about Bennett. Because and it's all algorithmic, you know what I mean? People watch one video and then all of a sudden they start showing things. The reaction's been about what I expected. 62 thumbs down. I've gained a bunch of subscribers. Is what it is. It's just somebody had to say something at some point. At some point. Yeah, Real. I saw that. Says Hockey Junkie was comparing us to North Korea and saying if Bennett gets in front of Skinner again, the Oilers should start taking runs at Bob. Right. Yeah, it's just really been. I've been surprised to hear some of the takes. Really has. Yeah, the Colin Campbell thing. Yeah, no, I understand the email that he sent, but to take that and extrapolate it to the point that Dangle has is just, it's intellectually dishonest. You know what I mean? Exactly, Cade. Hey, it is what it is, David. You know, there's an edge there. There's a line there. And I've consistently said that Bennett plays on the edge. But the idea that Kachuk was patting him on the chest, saying, good job for injuring the goalie. I mean, Jesus. And Skinner was fine. Skinner was absolutely fine. There was probably nothing wrong with him at all. He got up. He played fine. Come on now. Hey, Molly. Good morning. Yeah, Forsling had if you watch that play, if you watch the Forsling play where he slides and Mook gets the puck away from Kane, Kane missed the real opportunity to take a tripping call. If you watch the video, his Forsling's stick goes right under Kane's skate, and he lifts his skate up just a hair so that he doesn't fall, but so that Forsling's stick can get under his skate and then knocks the puck away. If Kane doesn't lift up his skate, Forsling probably trips him and they get 2 minutes. But if you watch ever so slightly, Kane lifts his skate just a little bit and he doesn't get the call, and Forsling hits the puck. Exactly, David. Yeah, I saw that, Owls. I saw the hockey junkie thing. Yeah, I know. It's. I didn't want to I like hockey junkie. That's one of the ones I'm talking about where I'm really surprised the level of stuff that people have taken this to. Yeah, Craig. Yeah, exactly. Junkie shot you a bit. That was my take as well. I wasn't about to make a video ripping him, but I was like, damn, man, it's like Bennett derangement syndrome. It really is. I says, by the way, when a game goes to overtime, the NHL's Twitter account always asks for fan reaction videos a few hours later. So if we win again in overtime, you should send yours in. Gotcha, Eyes. Thank you, man. I'm not on Twitter all that much anymore. It's just part of my mental state of mind to go there and see what the people – because you can't just talk about hockey anyway unless you curate a perfect algorithm. Or you know what I mean? You one post about hockey, and then the next post to be somebody fighting in a McDonald's, and then you got politics, and then maybe you got somebody else talking about hockey. But if the people you talk hockey with engage in anything political, they'll show you that as well. Exactly, Molly. I agree there. Yeah, AJ says Corey Perry sat on Bob's back neck last final and almost cost us the cup. I know. Communist. Yeah, it's really strange. I would never think to make a video about. I'm trying to put myself in his position. I mean, I get that he's got a hockey audience and all. He's playing to his audience. I mean, it just is what it is, unfortunately. Real says, I heard Bennett coats the inside of his visor with Ekblad stash so he can constantly breathe in PEDs. Oh, my God. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. I appreciate that, Amanda. Exactly. Steven says, at the end of the day, the Panthers need to make sure that they win at least one game at home. Thanks, Sunshine. I appreciate it. I mean, you got to split either way. I mean, you'd love to win both at home. Now, I had picked Panthers in 6. I think the only way that goes down is if we win both at home, we'd probably lose Game 5 in Edmonton and then win Game 6 at home. I mean, anything can happen. It's anything can happen. It's just crazy even. Al says Bennett isn't going in the crease, period. What keeps happening is the Oilers pushing him in there. Skinner even embellished once so they know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, Tough Call was saying that Bennett turns into Skinner, and that is not the case. Bennett is turning away Bennett's turning away from who I forget who it was who was shoving him. And you watch as Bennett moves his skate forward, it gets clipped. And if you're moving forward and your skate gets clipped that way, you're going to do exactly what Bennett did. I mean, and what nobody else has mentioned is that was not a safe way for Bennett to fall for himself. The idea that he would want to fall that violently backwards and risk hurting his back or hitting his head, I mean, there was not a safe way for him to fall for his own health. Sunshine. All right, communist. If we want to talk about someone else, he's got a stat line that worried you. Let's see. There you go, Mike. Oh, Molly's attending tomorrow night's game. There you go. Very nice. I see, Ma. I've not been there. I've not been there for that. That's a shame. Great White says, I don't think Barkey is still 100%. Have I noticed anything different? I mean, we all know Barkov when he gets into that domination mode. I think he's playing exceptionally safe. I think he doesn't want to do anything where he gets himself out of position like he was against McDavid on the power play the other day. I think Barkov is playing exceptionally safe because he knows his main function in this series is McDavid, Draisaitl, whoever he's out there, making sure that those guys are shut down as much as possible. And I think he's just counting on other guys to pick up the scoring. Communist says, Barkov last year had close to 12 turnovers and 36 takeaways in the playoffs. This year, 16 turnovers and only 1 takeaway. I wonder if that's a function of him playing differently. I think that could mean if he's not 100% communist, it would make sense. It's kind of what I just said, that he's playing a little bit safely instead of being aggressive and going after the puck carrier and trying to get a takeaway. Maybe he's just trying to play a little bit safer, play a foot off or 2 feet off and making sure they're not getting around him as opposed to being aggressive and trying to go after the puck. That's a good stat, though. Al says, Dangles fans defend him by saying he's in character. Hold on a second. But what's even worse is he knowingly lying about conspiracies and intent to injury just to get views. It is. I haven't seen that. Well, I know I can't say that. I saw that a couple of times about him being in character. I mean, he means what he says. Who knows? Who knows? What I know is when my videos, I mean what I say. This sometimes I come back and be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I thought about that. But in the moment, and that's what I'm saying about him. It's like in the moment, I can certainly get over emotional and have a take that maybe later on I need to retract to be like, maybe not so much. But he has just been pounding this point, and it's just disappointing. It is what it is. Viva says, champions always get hate. It doesn't matter what delusional Leaf fans say. They're the biggest. Well, we do have some good Leaf fans here. So I understand and appreciate your comment. But we do have some good Leaf fans that are even members and have been here for a long time. They do exist. There are some good people. I think it's a certain clique of Toronto fans that give the rest of them a bad name. I'll put it that way. Oh yeah. Hey, look. I can't read your ID, K, because it's in red, colorblind. Crazy. or KR Forsey. So I put that at the end. At the end, I said, have me on your show. I wanted to put that out there because I didn't want him to infer that I would be afraid to talk to him face to face I didn't want him to be able to say, say that to my face or something. I'm saying it right to you. You know what I mean? I know he's never going to do it. But I didn't want him to be able to call me a turtle. We'll put it that way. Exactly, Real. Exactly. He says Dangle might be playing a character, but his fans are spreading that Kachuk encouraging Bennett. Right, exactly. Kazuma says, I just saw the ratings for this series have been worse than last year and the worst since 2006. That's what happens when all the games are on 4 different platforms instead of one channel everyone can watch. Thank you, Kazuma. Thank you. It's craziness. It's like my parents are a prime example. Kazuma, casual fans that would watch the games. Are they getting the games? I might have misspoke there. I think it was the playoffs. There were some playoff games they couldn't get to because they didn't have certain services. It's really they've made it so difficult for fans to watch the game. It just doesn't make any sense. Molly, I know you're gonna have a great time. Cooper, right? Yeah, stay home by yourself. Exactly. That way, when you jump up and spill something, you're just spilling it on your girlfriend. Steven says, I also think it's the fact that it's the same teams again in the 6th year. It's a Florida team. Certainly that's got something to do with it. Colin says, would Puljujarvi and Sordev be good bottom 6 replacements for next season? I think they're both going to get a chance. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I know Sordev will be in camp and get a chance because he's been there the last 2 years. Now, Puljujarvi, I don't know if he still has a contract that goes that long with us or if it was just for this year. I wouldn't mind seeing him get an opportunity. But I don't think you'd see both of them make it. That'd be a little bit. I'm sure we're going to want a little bit more experience in that bottom 6. And I'm not convinced Marchand won't stay. I mean, the dude is having so much time. Linus says that's what they were talking in the Finnish podcast, that maybe he has an injury that prevents him from playing at that level or he's playing extra safe. Right. Yeah, that would be my guess, Communist. No, he hasn't been the same after the Hagel hit, no doubt. And last year after the Leon hit. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, Pente. I don't. We don't know yet, Panthers, about we don't know if Greer's playing in 6. Or excuse me, I'm reading the next comment. We don't know about Greer playing in 3. Beetlejuice says Oilers in 6. To be honest, at this point, even though my pick was Panthers in 6, I'd be shocked if it only goes 6 at this point. Hey, Coot. Yeah, there you go. Pente says, if Sasha gets hit in the head, maybe he should also KO Draisaitl. Just saying. Haven't seen any other superstars get rocked once a year in playoff time. Yeah. It's a good point. That's a good point. But, reputation-wise, we go after a guy. I mean, you see what Ekblad did, right? Got 2 games. Oh, hold on a second. Let me scroll down here. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ. Says, happy Sunday, Jaws. My gosh, that game 2 was one of the best ever. Brad Marchand. Can we call him the GOAT now? This series is destined to be epic. Headlines momentarily. I might already know him. I might not. MJ. If it don't involve hockey, I don't. Is the World Series time? Did football start? I don't know. Are they dropping bombs? Is Elon president now? I couldn't tell you nothing. I couldn't tell you any, and I love it, by the way. I love it. The only news I get is from MJ. He's unbiased. MJ just reports the news. That's all there is. I don't have to worry about MJ putting a spin on it. What's that? The MJNW, the MJ News Network, MJNN. There's no W there. Yeah, MJNN. That's the channel I watch, the MJ News Network. Pente, yeah, imagine being so good. Every year some player gives you cheap shots. And it's because he's an easy target, Pente, because the way he plays an honest game, going in for battles along the boards, he doesn't think that way. So he makes an easy target sometimes. Yeah, no, Pente, I understand about that, right? Gotcha, MJ. No, yeah, I have to have a good time, man. Al says one team making the finals 3 times in a row, and the other team 2 times while being the oldest team in the league is insane. They're going to do it again next year. Edmonton's going to be back next year. I can't imagine how they're not. They've got their guys signed. Nobody's close to beating Edmonton. Like, nobody in the West was as close as Toronto got to beating Florida. And, I mean, unless Dallas picks the right coach, I mean, Vegas didn't look good. Winnipeg, you going to trust Winnipeg to beat Edmonton? Whoa, I don't know. He says only goat if we win, right? Communist. I don't know, man. I don't know. MJ says Jaws at MJNN, right? Start your own news channel. I don't think you'd enjoy the hate. You're too unbiased. And yeah, that's the thing is Barkov is he's not thinking about playing that way, so he doesn't think about protecting himself. I'm not blaming him. Don't get me wrong. It's just I think teams know that he's going to lay his hit or he's going to have his board battle, and you've seen Sasha just kind of softly turn around and try to scan the ice. Wally says, you know what I heard from all the podcasters about the Hagel hit? Crickets. Exactly. MJ says, Edmonton has the capability of competing for the rest of the decade, maybe more. Where are we, 25? Well, how long do they have Skinner signed? Help us all if they got to. I mean, I'm not saying Skinner's not a good goalie. Obviously, he is. It's so weird to have a guy with his reputation turn it on so much in the playoffs every year. And then you got guys like Hellebuyck with, allowing 1 goal a game all regular season, and then they get eliminated every year. Al says, I'd love to see the Blues go on another miracle run and beat Edmonton. They aren't the same as 2019, though. No. Derek says, I'm predicting Florida Edmonton Part 3 next year. It could happen. Smokey, I know the Kings almost got him 3-0. I know it, man. Not close. Steven, was I having... Oh, there we go again. There we go with the internet. Jesus. This is absurd. Let me back out and come back in. Oh, wait. It's coming back now? Okay. All right. You coming back or what? There we go. Okay. Jesus. The Dangle hater is speaking. Gotcha, Pente. I appreciate that, man. Any plans when we hit 10,000? Not sure. I was thinking, Pente, if I got close enough, which I don't know if that's going to happen. If we could get to like 9,500 before Game 7, like if we got to like 9,500 and we had a day off before Game 7, I might do like a get to 10,000 subscribers stream and just keep streaming until we get to 10,000 and have some kind of giveaway when we get to 10,000. I mean, 500 might be a bit much, but you never know. It would take everybody liking and sharing the stream if we did that. Mythical, yeah, man, we're getting close. Next year we're going to have a whole different project on, but everything's going to stay the same, but different, new and different. Al says playoffs are all a totally different sport. Goalies are playing against 100% more aggressive players while in a different mental and emotional state. Yeah. Braga says, so I've been on a few of the Oilers sites. They just believe that because McDavid is so good and he wants the cup, that the Oil will absolutely win it. Almost delusional. Well, I mean, you've seen what he did on that power play when Bennett did get tripped and fell on Skinner. I mean, you saw what pissed off McDavid did there. It's almost, for the Panthers, it's almost better to play these games in overtime and take our chances, because I think that any lead that we have, because of the Oilers' tenacity and desire and drive to win, I don't know how well we're going to be able to hold any leads. So it may well be to our advantage. Obviously, you don't want to give up a lead. But when you get to overtime, you score a goal, it's over. That's it. They don't have time to come back. Just a different way to look at it, I guess. Vincent says Skinner doesn't have a side-to-side movement. They can beat him 5-hole. Scrolling down here, MJ's got something here. Here we go. Hold on a second. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother. Thank you, MJ. Let's see what I did not know. Sports headlines. Peter DeBoer fired. That's an appropriate move. Tom Thibodeau fired. Jay Wright won't be the Knicks coach. Okay. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. Kyle Palmieri signs with the Islanders. Fenway Park hosts boxing for the first time in 70 years. Wow. Okay, that must be fun. I guess they're going to have it up on the big screen. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've never been to Fenway. Never been to most of the stadiums, but I've never been to Fenway. And Kyle Palmieri re-signing with the Islanders. Well, you know, they want to stay old, I guess. How old is he? Maybe he's not that old. He feels like he's been playing forever. But then you think about Barkov's been playing for 10 years, and he's not even 30. Is this Barkov's 10th or 9th? Thank you again, MJ. Thank you, MJ. Derek says, Oilers still scoring even without Hyman. Yeah, Perry stepped up a big way. No doubt. No doubt. Beetle says the Oilers will win and look forward to a rubber match against the Panthers. That is totally possible. I mean, that is totally possible. If I had money, I would almost put a little bit of money on that. And then we'll be here next year going, well, we just finished game 21 and it's still tied and we're going to triple overtime at game 7. Real says, hit them hard, so in game 7 they got nothing left, but also please win in 5 or 6. right? Al says, McDavid team last year was the year he said cup or bust. Huh. I mean, if I put myself in a neutral position, or if I put myself in as an Oilers fans, in the Oilers fans position right now, like, you have to be all in. Like, I understand the perspective from Oilers fans at this point of thinking, how much better can the team get? You've got McDavid in his prime. Skinner is playing out of his mind. You got 40-year-old Corey Perry. He's the reincarnation of Yager, I guess, at this point. Right? They've got depth. They're playing the right way. And it's just all going to come down to silly little bounces. And, I mean, the Marchand goal, the game-winning goal, he got the shot off, but it wasn't the shot he wanted. And it's because Draisaitl made such a good play on the back check. And, I mean, that's what's going to decide this series, is little things like that. Gotcha, Derek. Hey, Toronto. The league is on to us with Kachuk cheering. There was no injury to cheer, though. That's the thing. Skinner was fine. He's fine. There was nothing wrong with him. He should have got 2 for embellishment. Have I ever been to Dairy Queen? Yes, years ago. Years ago. I mean, I'm talking high school. I'm talking, as a young man with hair, and I was 6'8", had a luxurious head of reddish blonde hair. I looked like Thor. Palmieri is 34. Yeah. Thank you, MJ. Mike says, is there anybody out there that's never been to Dairy Queen? I don't think Kyle's been to a Dairy Queen. I don't think Kyle's been to a Dairy Queen, Mike. I want to think about this for a second. When we live, where would we have taken him for ice cream? No. Now, he's had soft serve, because at Magic Kingdom, whenever I would take him, we would go get the big soft serve ice cream cones. So I know he's had soft serve. I don't think his treat, Mike, was tropical smoothie. The tropical smoothies. He would choose that over ice cream any day. Oh, we got, hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Great White. He says, Jaws, I'll trade you your Maryland cold weather for this Florida heat. It's funny when you say it's going to be hot, 60 degrees. Yeah, we're 71 and cloudy today. Great White, the thing about it is as you get older, like this year, the winter really caused me, like my knees hurt this year with the winter. My hands are generally in good shape, but if I could live in an area like this where there was not a lot of people and I had the river and nobody was down there when I go fishing, but it would be Florida weather all the time, I would all day long, I would choose to live in the Florida weather. It just does, and that's just me. It just does my body, my joints don't get as sore. When you get to be my age and you've been working out your whole life, when it gets to a certain temperature, the body hurts. That's why all the old people move to Florida. Derek says there's a DQ a few minutes from you with a former coworker opened up a creamery. Nice. Mike says if Kyle has never been to Dairy Queen, I can be accused of bad parenting. Nah, Kyle. A typical day for Kyle and I, let me see. He was born in 1999. So from about the age of 5 until maybe 12 or 13. Two to three times a month, him and I would just take off by ourselves. I'd take him for like a 14-hour day, 12 to 13-hour day. We'd go to Animal Kingdom, and then we'd drive and park at Magic Kingdom, and then we would take the monorail to Epcot and do Epcot, and then we would close it back out going to Magic Kingdom. And I can remember plenty of days getting up, leaving the house at 7 and not getting home till 1 a.m. And that kid would run me ragged. Eat a lot of ice cream while we were there. Toronto Maple Leaf says Dairy Queen is 2,000 calories and 300 grams of sugar for a blizzard. Holy crap. Holy crap. Jesus. They're poison. Just get a cone. I can't imagine that. Yeah, hey, Ted. They're calling him the king of accidentally on purpose. I know. See, everybody thinks that my plan with that video was to get views because I was piggybacking off a dangle. That's not my plan. My plan was Kachuk would see it, and then he'd bring me the cup so we can get a picture with me and Kyle at the dog's graves. That was actually my plan, was that if I stick up for his boy Bennett, maybe Chucky will bring me the cup like he should have done last year before the dog died. Don't get me started. I'm being sarcastic, kind of. You know what I mean. Carlos says, I have a dark sedan. I'm sure you can fry an egg in the hood with the heat. I had a 78 Monte Carlo, a dark golden brown 78 Monte Carlo, Carlos. And yeah, don't sit on the hood. Don't sit on the hood, man. Your skin's going to be peeling. Hey, Dana. She says, the weather here is really bad. It's nothing nice about the Florida summers. I get it. Dennis, yeah, your joints swell up like crazy, right? And then you get cranky. Like, why does everything hurt? It hurts. You just want to lay in the room with the heat on. And the heat is expensive. Vincent says, Panthers this playoffs have won 2 low-scoring games, both shutouts. Last 2 low-scoring games, both shutouts against. Everything else is a scoring show. There's no hope in holding a small lead now. Agreed. David says, not all the old people. I moved here for the casinos and the smoking hot chicks. Derek, yeah. We got window units throughout the house this time of year because there's no central air. Because it's, house was built here in the 70s. There's baseboard heat, but there's no central air, so we just use window units. Stephen Kyle was born in 99. St. Patrick's Day, 1999. Don says, Jaws, it's time to change the juju and drive Kyle over to the midnight shifts at your local. Where is the local? Hold on a second. Let's figure this out. I have no idea where there would even be a Dairy Queen. Let's see. Oh, where's that? The closest Dairy Queen that I could get to is in Middletown. So that's about 45 minutes away. I can't get to that one because I have to drive over the bridge. I can't do there. But there is a Dairy Queen in Middletown. So, yeah, I could take them there. That's the closest one. Where's this? Is this another one? Oh, that's not so far away. Yeah, there's a few. But the closest one is 45 minutes away. to give you an example. Oh, there goes the internet again. Hold on. I see I got a super chat. All right, it's coming back. Okay. Let me see. Hey, thank you, Steven. Thank you, bud. No joke. Really, Steven. No joke. You got the same exact birthday as Kyle. Fantastic. Ain't that something? Wow. That is really cool. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the donation. That's awesome. Man. Carlos says, never been to the elbow room. From what I heard, there's no room for elbows at said place. Right? Oh, hey, Donna. She says, I don't even have a Dairy Queen by you, and I don't live out in the middle of nowhere. Actually, it's not that far from me, babe. There's one in Middletown. Donna would know. No, yeah, no, actually, there's a Dairy Queen. Where is this? Hold on a second. Where is this? This is actually by you. In Conowingo, in Bel Air. That's not too far from you, right? And then there's the one in Middletown. That's probably the closest one to where you live. And then there's, what's this one? Well, that's in Newark. Yeah. All right, let me blow up the chat again so I can see. Adonis, the closest town to me is Chestertown. It's about 10 minutes away. It's a college town. It's George Washington College is there. Gotcha, Steven. You knew you had the same birthday. Yeah. Yeah, 1999. Very cool. Yeah, Jersey's, we're not that far from New Jersey here because I'm so far north and east. Jersey, Pennsylvania, not that Delaware's just a couple of minutes away. Up here, you drive through states like you drive through counties in Florida. The states are so small when you get to this area. There ain't no semblance of DQ in New York, really? Damn. Do we have Cold Stone Creamery up here? I don't think so. They used to have a lot of Ritas. Yeah, it's 40 minutes away. UFC event in Newark in the weekend playing at MetLife last night. Highway must have been nuts. Yep. Oh, Kyle's awake. Congratulations. Hey, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Oh, boy, the world ones. I can't wait to see this. Thank you, MJ. Let's see if Jaws knows anything of what's going on. World headlines. National Guard troops deployed to L.A. due to riot protests. What are they protesting? The sunshine? What are they Terry Morgan suspended at ABC News? What did he do? Tell the truth about something? They're not allowed to do that. Greta Thunberg denied entry into Gaza. Oh, my God. The world has gone insane. Why would Greta? Oh, my God. And Lilo and Stitch remake #1 at the box. Yeah, we're in hell. The Lilo and Stitch remake is #1 at the box office. Kyle read me a review of that. He said that it wasn't. What was it? No Jumba? Who one of the main characters like no longer even exists in the movie? Hey, did I miss a super chat? I appreciate that, Dietrich. Did I miss a super chat, or is it Amanda? You said Lilo and Stitch was an amazing movie. MJ, immigration policies. Yeah, I'm so glad I don't know anything anymore. It's so much easier. Molly's laughing. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. So Adonis says, what is it with Kyle's sleep schedule? So He likes to stay up late. I think he likes the alone, quiet time. A lot of times he is up working late. Like he likes to spend a lot of time outside during the day, the sunshine. And so a lot of times then what he'll do is he'll do his eBay listing at night. And because I get an email when a listing is published, and I'll wake up and I can see he's been working at midnight, 1, 2 in the morning. Now, he doesn't always do that. Sometimes he'll be watching movies and on the internet or whatever. But he just likes to stay up late and get his quiet time. And then, I just let him sleep in. As long as he's getting his responsibilities done, I don't bug him about when he's going to sleep or wake up and all of that. Because there ain't no sense in waking him up when he's tired. He's just going to be like, yeah, go back to bed, kid. Protest is about anti-ICE protesters. Oh, immigration. Gotcha. Okay. Boy. Molly. I just am enjoying the fact that I don't pay attention to any of this stuff anymore. I like to hear it, when you don't pay attention to what's going on in the news and then people tell you what's going on in the news, it's like you're getting told like a movie. Like there's people that pay attention horrifically, right? And they get all worried and stressed and everything. And it actually affects their state of mind. And when I know that because I've been there before. I used to pay attention a lot. But now when people tell me things, I'm like, what? Really? I'm viewing it like a movie, like it has no effect on my life whatsoever. Beetlejuice says a lot of fake media lately, but the truth is Oilers in 6. Well done. Well done. We got another super chat here. I think I seen something here. Hold on. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Great White. He says I almost missed the super chat, but I got it, right? There was a 20 and a 10, right? Let me know if it was something else. Thank you, brother. Duckling. MJ, yeah, you're a Nighthawk too. Yeah, look, on the nights when there's no hockey, like the summer nights when there's no hockey, I'm up late too. I'm at least midnight, whether I'm outside putzing around or whatever. If I'm deciding to list or get some house cleaning done or whatever it is, or go fishing, edit some video, whatever it is, I'm up late like that too. It's just I'll go to bed at midnight and be up at 6. He'll go to bed and he's sleeping in, but it's all right. He does what I need him to do. That's it. David says, I too am a night person. My shift's supposed to be 6 to 6, but we quit doing 24 hours, so I know I have to wake up to an alarm. Oh, God. Yeah, when I was the last few months when I was in the Air Force, I worked the night shift at the dining hall. And it wasn't as bad as it sounds. It was 6 at night to 6 in the morning. So you'd have 2 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, and 3 days off. So your sleep schedule did get a little bit wonky because those 3 days off, you'd kind of get used to sleeping again, and then you'd have to go to work at night. But I liked it because I got there at 6. They had already served dinner. They were in the middle of serving dinner. So I didn't have to cook that. Then we had a lot of civilian employees that would clean up. My job was to do the evening's paperwork, to do the day's paperwork and everything and get the ordering done. And then I helped put together the midnight meal, which was breakfast. So that was like 10 to midnight or something like that. And then that was a quick meal. And then by like 2 in the morning, I had maybe an hour's worth of paperwork to do. And I'd get 2 hours of sleep before I had to start waking up to get breakfast ready. But I liked it because the only meal that I was responsible for 100% was the midnight meal, which was just basically like a minimized version of breakfast. And I liked it because I just got to talk to all the guys, and I would make their omelets, and the civilian employees took care of everything else. So it was a pretty good gig while it lasted. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ. He says, since we've been talking sleep schedules, what's the longest I've gone without sleep? How many hours? What's the longest I've ever slept? Did I miss one? Did I miss one? Hold on a second. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, bud. He says, John, Hamburger Hut or Pluto Puff. New game. Pluto, we can't change it in the middle of the series, though. So Hamburger Hut for now, win the cup, and we can do Pluto Puff after. Okay, so the question was the longest I've ever been without sleep. Well, now I know that there's been a couple of times. Well, actually, somebody add up these hours. I've never added up these hours. So I'm going to tell the story. Somebody add up the hours. Wait, what happened? What did Jake say? 14 hours because I took too many edibles. All right, so a normal weekend for me when I was young and spry and single was I would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work on Friday. I would work until about 2 o'clock. I would come home. I'd go to the gym. I'd come home. I would have a 7-mile jog to the beach and back, come home, take a shower. I would go skate at the skating rink till midnight, and then I would go to Baja Beach Club and dance till 3 in the morning, drive back home, put the fishing rods in the car, be to the pier by 5, and then fish the entire day, come home and take a nap maybe from 4 to 6. So how many hours was that from the time I woke up at 6 in the morning on Friday till I finally went to sleep 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday? That was a normal weekend for me. I didn't sleep. Majority of the Friday nights I wouldn't sleep. I would just work out, skate, dance, fish. I skipped the sleeping part. And no, I didn't have to take drugs to do it. I 22 hours. I didn't have to take illegal drugs to do it. The secret to do, I don't recommend this. Don't do this at home, kids. This is bad. What I'm about to tell you is bad. But how I would do that was before I would start the skating and before I would start the fishing, I would take 1,500 milligrams of acetaminophen and drink a 20-ounce Code Red. And that's what I lived on. That's what I lived on. I wish that wasn't true. I wish that wasn't true, but it's true. How long did I do that for? Couple of years. Yeah, Baja Beach Club, Molly. Yep. The Fort Lauderdale one. I've been to the one in Coconut Grove, but the one that I went to was the Fort Lauderdale one. Communist, the 30 hours. Duckling, it's Tylenol. Acetaminophen is Tylenol. Yeah, real. Yep. Yeah, so that's however long that was. I was 21, babe. I was 21. And now wait a second. I don't give you crap about your Monster. I buy you your Monster. I give you crap because you don't drink any water in addition to drinking all the Monster. Michael says, Matthew, the worst part is that the military pay is so awful that nobody in their mind would get used to working those hours. Right. Yeah. 4 on 4 8-hour shifts. Yeah, military is you work some interesting hours. Great. How long does it take me now to fall asleep? Like that. I work until I can't function anymore. Or I when I say I work, I mean I stay awake until I can't function anymore, for the most part. Molly, yeah, you've been to both? Yep. That was these kids today, they don't know what a club is because they never went to Baja Beach Club. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Crazy shit happened at the Baja Beach Club. Somebody asked me, Donna says, what's my gym routine nowadays? Twice a week? It depends on the season. So like as soon as hockey season is over and I'm not working as much, I'll be there 4 or 5 times a week to get myself into really good shape. And then I'll keep doing that until it starts to get cold. And when it starts to get cold, I just sit in my room with the heater on until it's not cold anymore. And then I start getting to the gym again. Party on, Wayne. NJ says, in college, I pulled 2 all-nighters, and I'll never do that again, right? Miss Donna. I'm not fighting. Michael says, Jaws, I'm doing 7 on, 7 off, about a 90-hour work week right now. Holy crap. That's wild. Damn. So that's, what's that, 12? Was that 11 hours? That's 12. That's almost 12 hours a day. Damn, you need 4 days off just to recuperate. That's rough. Yikes, man. I hope, is the money worth it? Or that's you're in the military? Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. Thank you, MJ. Says you got me going. Red Bull, Monster, 5-hour energy, or something else. For me now, it's just a little bit of coffee. For me now, I can't take the caffeine. I was never into Red Bull. I've had my Monster kicks every once in a while, but it upsets my stomach. The 5-hour energy, when I was really sick with the Lyme disease, that helped because it's got the vitamin B and stuff in it and all of that. Adonis. Well, he says this is awesome conversation we're having on the Florida Panthers stream. Absolute cinema. It's Sunday, right? It's Sunday. Mike, I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry, Mike. Gotcha, MJ. Yeah, well, for me, it was the 5-hour. Panthers says, do any Panthers God says, do any Panthers players live in Boca? I don't know. I don't know where they live. I know some people on the stream might know that. Dana, has there been any outreach from anybody from Dangle's video yet? No, I don't really expect it. But I did check my email this morning. And no, nobody has. Dana, I put that in there because I just didn't want him to accuse me of being afraid to like say it to his face or something. You know, I didn't want him to call me a turtle like Chucky. I didn't really think that he'd take me up on it, but I just wanted to make sure that it was clear that I was willing to have a conversation, public conversation, face to face. But I don't think he'll do it. Count Doobie says whoever did the final scheduling this year needs to put down the bong. I have no idea. There must be something scheduled in one of the buildings, like a concert or something that they needed to work around. That's the only thing that makes sense. Are there any shows in Florida on Tuesday or Wednesday at the arena? Is that possibly a reason why they did that? Barkov lives in Boca, the rest in Fort Lauderdale. Interesting. Tommy says, I had school in the morning, 8:15 to 3. Tried to sleep because I had a night shift. Couldn't. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift and back to school. Got home at 3:30. Oh, that's the worst, man. That's the worst. Lomberg had lived in Parkland, right? Molly. Yep. Oh, a lot of good memories down there. Hey, Sean. Appreciate that, bud. Michael says, no, it's Navy pay. We do a 12-hour shift realistically. By the time we take the watch and get relieved, it's about 13 to 14-hour workday. Worst part is my shore duty not on a boat anymore. Oh, damn. Oof. So what do they have you doing for those hours? What's your actual job? MJ, what kind? I have a an organic instant coffee that I use. I don't brew my own. I have an organic instant coffee because I'm too lazy. I put my almond milk in the jar and I put my stevia in the almond milk and then I put the coffee in the jar and it's ready. Because I prefer cold coffee. I should mention that. Yeah, Donna, that's for sure. That's for sure. Dana says these 2 days off were desperately needed with all the mental exhaustion. No doubt. No doubt. Don said, we'll be moving to the football channel, but I can't not have these talks for a long time. I think what we might do, I was thinking about maybe having these types of discussions on the men's channel too. Like men's topics. Not saying we wouldn't do it on the sports, but like just having like a hangout over on that channel a little bit as well, so we can dive into the intricacies of life, so to speak. Donna says, I visited Bennett's house the day of game 1 against Tampa this postseason. Seems that the spirit of his home has given us the magic to win. I love it. Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, I've been to Circuit City. There was where was that? Oh, there was a Circuit City in West Melbourne. There was a Circuit City there. Was that where it was? That might have been Best Buy. But yeah, I've been to Circuit City. Yeah. Michael says, and with my puppy and my wife being back in Europe waiting for her green card, it's been rough. This is your piece watching Jaws crash out on Eggplant. Well, we aim to supply the entertainment, brother. That's rough. The dog and the wife gone, and then all those hours of work. And I feel for you, bud. That's, guys don't like to talk about that shit, but that gets old. You know what I mean? It's like you created a life because you wanted to have that life. Being without it, I feel you. Real, yeah. I'm sure his had more. Mine had 62 the last time I looked. 62 downvotes. I'm aiming for 100. The ratio wasn't too bad. It was like 83% positive. We got you, Adonis. Sean, man, I hope we do it too, man. Damn, Dana, really? They're making fun of Kachuk. Right, saying yeah. I was kind of hoping that he would have at least acknowledged it. I mean, not in a sense of like me wanting the attention or anything, but just like you'd like to think that maybe he'd want to rethink the obnoxiousness, the level to which he's brought things. But I guess he can't. He can't, because he's created the bubble there within his fan base, and he can't start backing off now. So I guess I get it. Forsling lives down by Los Olas. Dietrich, yeah. I figured he wouldn't, but I'm right here. I'm right here waiting for the phone to ring. Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, bud. That's a good one. What should go in a Panthers time capsule? Well, a rat, right? Plastic rat. If there's any pieces of the Miami arena, right? Like a piece of the Miami arena, that would go well. You know? Had to think about that. It's a good question. Kazuma says the hockey guy said once the salary cap goes up, he only sees four teams competing for a cup. Panthers most likely being one of them, but small market teams might suffer. Yeah, if you don't have an owner who's willing to spend, like the cap can go up, but that's not a guarantee that your owner is going to spend that money. It's a really good point, Kazuma. Dana says they all could take golf carts to the new Iceplex. Nice. Pack of smelling salts, yeah. Mike, all the good conversation about the Panthers that we have here. Yeah. I love that's a good one. Luongo lives in Parkland. Delta Airlines charters the Panthers. Oh, you know what we should get? You guys remember the little pocket schedules that they were like maybe a little bit bigger than a credit card, and they'd fold out. Get some of those. I used to have. I have. In fact, hold on a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Just hold on. Don't leave. Okay, I'm back. No, we're still streaming, bud. Okay, hold on. Now I haven't ever shown this on the channel before. And I haven't brought it out in forever. So I can't see the chat right now, but you're talking about a time capsule. Just bear with me here. So this is my old. Got it? Do I got it right? Let's turn it around. This is my old scrapbook, the old one. And is it all Hall & Oates? This is some Hall & Oates stuff. But I know I have, oh, come on. I know I got Panther stuff in here. Oh, I thought this was, because I have one with Panthers and Marlins stuff from back in the day. Damn it. I thought I had, shit. Oh, I screwed up. Hold on a second. Must be in another scrapbook. Hold on. I got some tickets here. There's an old Dolphin ticket. Oh, here we go. I got a couple of, because it's not Panthers here, unfortunately. You know, it's not the right scrapbook. That's a couple of inaugural season Marlins tickets. Do I have any? Yeah, here we go. No, that's Marlins. I saw Florida. I got a few more. Is that all I got? Damn it. It's not the right scrapbook. It must be. There's another one. I didn't think this was the right one. This is the one with all my Hall & Oates stuff in, and a couple of tickets, an old Dolphins ticket. So, damn, I thought I've got another scrapbook like this that I've got like those old Panthers, like the schedules that they used to print. God, that's dusty. Don't fall. I got to find that now because that would actually make a pretty good. That would actually make a pretty good video. Let me blow this back up so I can see what you guys are saying. I got to find it because I know I've got stuff. What MJ say? Put them in a safe deposit box or a safe. Yeah, those are. I don't know how much. Can't imagine what they'd be worth. I need to flatten them out. Well, they're flattened anyway. Damn it! I thought this was the one. I know I've got a scrapbook somewhere where I've got a bunch of the schedules. It's because it's not a bad idea, MJ. Like, it's not a bad idea if we maybe just as a community put together a whole time capsule and then I don't know, bury it here in my yard. We'll bury it next to the dog. We'll bury it next to the dogs. We'll put a Panthers time capsule next to the dogs. And then I guess when 100 years later after I die and the kids sell the house to some unsuspecting farmer, right? Great White says the Panthers should win on Monday. At least the ice won't be melting, which is, you wouldn't think Edmonton, I wouldn't think that they would do that on purpose because they're the faster team. Adonis says, apparently Skinner is the best Mario Kart player on the Oilers. Seems that he has exposed how he's reached a new gear. Oh, man. Sean, yeah, I like my cold coffee, man, for sure. MJ, yeah. Oh, Donna's got you watch, or Nick's got you. I missed the super chat. Thank you. Hold on a second. Let's go. There we go. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Last one. Thank you, bud. He says, you mentioned Circuit City. Which former companies or brands do I miss the most for you? It's Sportsman and Sports Authority. Sports Authority. Is Toys R Us still gone here? Or is Toys R Us completely gone? Sports Authority was pretty good, but it was always too pricey for me. Toys R Us was a crazy place. Thank you again, MJ. True says the ice was bad due to condensation machine issues. Gotcha. So, yeah, Toys R Us is gone. I remember there was one in West Melbourne as you're driving towards the beach. There was a Toys R Us on the right-hand side. I remember going to their liquidation sale because I was selling stuff on eBay. That was a good day. Everything was 70% off. It was a good day. Yeah, John. Yeah, near the Melbourne Mall. Yeah, Wickham Road near the Melbourne Mall. Yeah. Yeah, I made that was what did we get? There was a bunch of PlayStation. There was a lot of figures, like the little carded figures that were really dirt cheap. It was a good day. True says I used to drop LSD and go to Toys R Us for hours. Damn. Oh my God. It was a cool place, right? Like you could go into Toys R Us and you were like, I am no longer an adult. I'm no longer an adult. Craig says old school 70s Kmart. You just had the diner with the great cafe. Oh man. We didn't have that. We had a Zayres. Well, we had a Kmart, but it wasn't that one. We had a Zayres. We had a Zayres on 199th Medias Road Boulevard and 441. So if you're going towards the stadium, if you're coming from the east and you're going west towards the stadium, and you're on, and you get to 441 and 199th, whatever's there on that right. On that northeast right corners, that was a Zayres originally, long time ago. All right, Adonis says, appreciate y'all hanging out this afternoon. I got to hit the road and drive. Kyle, there was first shift at Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, yeah, I get you, right? No, we got it. I think we got things working in the right direction now. Little Caesars Pizza and icy after the Kmart. Yeah, noon. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go anyway because Donna and I need a therapy session. You're right, Adonis. All right, Molly. All right, everybody. I'm gonna roll. That way, Donna's only got a few more hours before she's got to leave. So I want to go ahead and get with her a little bit here before she goes. Thank y'all for hanging out. Much, much, much love and all the super chats. Love you all. You guys keep this show going. We're gonna have a different summer around here. It will not be a depressed summer. We'll not have to disappear, and you know what I mean. So this summer, when the hockey ends, we're still gonna have a great time. So, oh no, Adonis, that's fine. That's cool. I didn't catch on that you were mimicking until I finished reading it. That's cool. No problem here, brother. All right. I'll see you tomorrow at noon. And then tomorrow night, we finally get to play hockey again. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.